Alright, so the Batman 2 has been delayed 1 year. Originally was supposed to be coming out on October 2nd, 2026, but now it has been pushed to October 1st, 2027, meaning that this Batman film will begin filming in late summer 2025. And according to multiple sources, the Batman Part 2 will no longer be the title of Matt Reeves' sequel. And we are going to be explaining exactly what that means for the future of this project. Also, Warner Brothers has not just changed the schedule of the Batman Part 2, but they have also shifted some of their projects. For example, Tom Cruise's next movie will be replacing the Batman Part 2 on Warner Brothers' schedule, and Sinners and Mickey 17 are swapping March and April release dates next year. So Mickey 17, which will include Robert Pattinson, will be releasing on March 7th, and Sinners will be releasing on April 18th, 2025. So keep in mind that all of this news did come out right after Andy Muschietti also had an interview, and in that interview that Andy Muschietti had, he explained what was the current status of the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and when it could release. And this is what he said: the Batman, the Brave and the Bold project has been postponed a little bit, so I might do another film before that. So let's really think this out right. The fact that we have heard that the Batman Part 2 project has been postponed, just like the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, I believe that there is deep planning going on behind the scenes coming from Warner Brothers and DC. So everything that I am going to be saying from here, it's only speculation, it is only theories, and nothing that I will be saying for the rest of this video is factual. This is just me speculating on what could be happening coming from DC, Warner Brothers, James Gunn, and everybody else, because a lot of this is starting to really align together. But once again, I'm going to be explaining exactly what I do mean in this video. If you guys are new here, please subscribe to the channel and also like this video. If you guys are DC fans or Marvel fans, this will be the perfect channel for you guys. I do cover everything Marvel and DC related, and so I hope you guys once again do enjoy this video. So the Batman, right, and its sequel will now have a 5-year gap in release dates. The first Batman film came out on March 5th, 2022, and the Batman Part 2 is going to be releasing on October 1st, 2027. And so let me tell you, there is no way the studios, I'm gonna assume, right, because once again, this is not factual, I am just speculating, but there is no way the studios are going to try to continue to space out both Batman projects at this point. There is no way, because if the Batman Part 2 comes out in 2027, that would mean that you're gonna have to at the very least introduce the Brave and the Bold around 2028 or 2029, and that is a very long time for you to introduce your first Batman in the DCU. You're telling us that James Gunn might introduce our first Batman in the DCU 3 to 4 years after the Superman movie does release? I don't believe that the audience is going to want to wait 3 to 4 years for the first Batman to appear. When you do build a DC universe, you for sure want to present your main stars in the beginning, like Superman, like the Batman, like Lanterns, which is what James Gunn is doing. And so with someone as heavy as the Batman, as big as a IP it is, you cannot wait 4 to 5 years to introduce your first Batman character, which ultimately does leave us with no other choice but to consider one thing on what could be going on here. James Gunn might possibly be hinting that Robert Pattinson's The Batman might be merging into the DCU. That is the only way all of this could be making sense. Yes, James Gunn's first Batman under the DCU might be coming out in 2027 instead of waiting until 2028 or 2029 to introduce a brand new Batman. Like, really think about that, right? The Batman Part 3, for example, might be coming out 2 to 3 years after the Batman Part 2, and by that point, let's just say early 2030s, by that point, we're going to be seeing a lot of Batman related films by that point, and it's just going to be confusing the audience all around. I believe that it does lead towards us just simplifying the situation, and I believe James Gunn does want that, and that is by only having one Batman moving forward. So this could possibly explain the reason why both films are being pushed back, is because it may actually just be one film, and this could also explain the reason why there has been so much time for Matt Reeves to write a script for the next Batman film, is because he needs to rework this script based off what has been going on around DC. He needs to build a script that is a great standalone grounded Batman film, but at the same time it serves to the greater purpose in the end, which is the DCU. Many have speculated that Matt Reeves is just a slow writer, he has writer's blocks, or he's just looking for a perfect script, which is why he's taking a long time. But I believe the main reason why it is taking 3 to 4 years to write just one script for the next film is because he is reworking the script. At one point, yes, he was working on just making a plain Batman Part 2 project, but now with the incorporation incorporation of the DCU, he is reworking the script and making sure it is the best script possible. Even James Gunn has said a few weeks ago that when it comes to DC projects like, for example, The Brave and the Bold, no project is going to be moving forward until the scripts are really good and fully well done. James Gunn has added emphasis on focusing on great script quality over speeding up scripts just to put out projects for the sake of putting out projects, right? He does not want to have a MCU situation. Let's just say, for example, we have a third tier character and a first tier character, right? A very well-known character and a very unknown character. If the unknown character has a better script and fully well done script compared to the first tier character, the third tier character is going to be having their project greenlit before the first tier character, no matter who it is. This is the reason why Clayface is getting the movie in 2026 over any other character like The Flash or Wonder Woman. So this is the ultimate philosophy across all DCU projects. We also do see here, coming from a report that came out earlier today, and it states, post-Christmas, Warner Brothers is busy making release date changes for next year before it rings in and beyond. The most prolific move is that Matt Reeves, the Batman sequel, is heading from October 2nd, 2026 to October 1st, 2027. Production isn't scheduled to get started until late summer, and with a VFX heavy sequel such as this one, a fall 2026 theatrical release is within reach. The Reeves movie will also have IMAX screens. So it's very interesting for the article to also report that the next movie is going to be very VFX heavy, as if the second movie for Matt Reeves might be a little more fantasy compared to a more grounded one like we did see in the first one. I also do find it very strange that last week James Gunn also said that he wasn't worried about Clayface releasing 1 month before the Batman Part 2 because Clayface is in the DCU and the Batman is not. But then fast forward a week later today, now we're hearing that the Batman sequel is delayed until 2027 and will no longer be called the Batman Part 2. So the question is, what is going on? Why is there a change within the studios, right? Something had to change. Maybe it could be because of the positive reception that the Superman trailer has received. It has received 250 million views and is the biggest trailer drop in Warner Brothers and DC history, making it the 5th biggest movie trailer drop in history of cinema. And the only trailers that have beaten the Superman trailer drop was the Deadpool 3 trailer, No Way Home trailer, and 2 Endgame trailers. And because of the Superman trailer drop that once again gained 250 million views, it has beaten Infinity War trailer, the Lion King trailer. And the crazy thing from all of this is that in the top 5 most viewed trailers ever, all of those movies made over $1 billion. So everything does align towards Superman potentially, right? Not for sure, but potentially making a lot of money. And it could be Warner Brothers and DC's first hit movie. And that is exactly what they have been wanting to see. I have said this before in previous videos. Matt Reeves, James Gunn, and everybody else that works within the DC department are waiting to make any real announcements about the future of DC because they want to see if Superman does well. If Superman does well, they will announce multiple projects for the next 4 to 5 years. And it's going to look a lot different compared to the one that we heard about a year and a half ago. The DC slate is expected to change, and one of the movies that are expected to change is the Batman Part 2, and it may be called something different, mainly because of the merge. And of course, there is always the debate, right, that the Batman world cannot fit with Superman's world, which, yes, it does make a lot of sense, but that is what's going to make the world's finest crossover so interesting in the future, which is also another project that James Gunn wants to make. Their worlds are so different. Many will be questioning, how could we put those worlds together? But again, that is the whole point, and that is what's going to make Superman and Batman so different if they ever do crossover. We're going to be questioning, how are they going to fight battle together? How are they going to react together? Could they be friends? Could they be having the same world of views? That whole crossover there is very interesting, and the world is going to want to see that. Going back to the Clayface project, Clayface will be releasing on September 11th, 2026 in theaters, written by Mike Flanagan and produced by Matt Reeves. This could also explain the reason why we could be seeing Robert Pattinson's The Batman merge with the DCU. Matt Reeves is working on the project Clayface to make sure that Clayface does align with a potential Batman merge. Matt Reeves also produced the Penguin series, and he also made sure that the Penguin series aligned with whatever was going on in the Batman universe. There has also been a report that came out earlier last week that there is going to be a live-action T-Titans movie with Anna Nogueira creating the script, who is also the exact same screenwriter that will be writing Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. In that T-Titans film, it's going to be including Robin, who is Damian Wayne, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg. So it's going to be heavily inspired by the 2003 animated series. This would also allow for a chance to see maybe Damian Wayne get introduced in the Batman Part 2 or whatever that movie is going to be called. So later in the future, it can set up a Teen Titan movie. If you guys are unfamiliar on who Damian Wayne is, he is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, making him a direct descendant to Ra's al Ghul, the leader of the League of Assassins. Damian was conceived after Talia used Damian's DNA from an earlier encounter with Bruce without his consent, leading to Damian's birth in secret. So Damian Wayne never really met his father until 10 to 11 years later, and this could possibly explain the reason why we had no references or seen Damian Wayne in the first Batman film. So this could be a perfect blend of setting up the DCU in the future and at the same time still create a well-grounded Batman story, and most importantly introduce us right to the Bat family, which has been one of the biggest ideas coming from James Gunn. So unlike other Robins, Damian Wayne did not have a typical childhood. He was taught to be ruthless, viewing himself as superior due to his lineage and training. So he is like an assassin in some way. He does kill people. So even as a young child, he knows a lot of combat. And until he does meet his father, Bruce Wayne, through that time and through their story, Bruce Wayne has to teach his son, Damian Wayne, how to deal with adversity, right? Or fight battles without killing people, giving him better methods and morals, which is going to be very interesting to see, because later in that story, Damian does mature and eventually becomes one of the leaders of the Teen Titans. So setting this up in the Batman Part 2 or whatever title it's going to be called would be a great tribute to what could go on in the next 3 to 4 years and see the Teen Titan movie. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.